What is up, y'all? GoofyRhexxi here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome back, guys, to week number 16 of the Weekly Headliner Update. Now, if you're new to the Weekly Headliner, this is where we talk about what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we also talk about some of the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, this week we got some stuff to go through, of course, as usual. Blitzes, we got Phoenix returning as a legendary character. We have some arena store changes that are upcoming, and of course, those Silver Surfer offers, some little bit more controversy going on with those as well. And this week, guys, we also have a special guest on in my brother ValleyFlyin, guys, and so much more to talk about on this week. And if you're ready for it, let's start right now. All right, y'all, and welcome back. And if it's your first time coming to the channel here and you would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then hit that subscribe button. Also, check down below in the description where you can find some other links. One to my Twitch page where I stream Marvel Strike Force content weekly, and also some other links like my Discord and a few of my social media links as well, guys. So go check those out. But let's not tarry any longer. Let's get into the video, guys, and let's introduce my brother here. First time, first guest on my channel. Very excited about this. Ali, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, what is up, brother? Let the party start. How are you, my friend?
Man, I'm doing very well. First guest, by the way, on the Weekly Headliner. We got nice. This is a big day. This is a big day for all of us.
It's a big day for everybody. This is a big day for me. This is the first time I've been on this show.
Brings tears to my eyes. My eyes are getting a little watery.
Oh. your tears going to your eyes and bringing tears to my eyes.
But good to have you on here, man. How's everything been going with you? Of course. Well,
it has been going well. Scopely, fix your bugs.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a lot of stuff going on with them right now. Absolutely insane. You know, one of these days they're going to get it right? One of these days.
Maybe.
Maybe. Doesn't seem like you're very confident about that.
I don't know. They haven't done anything to restore my confidence in them fixing their bugs, but hopefully that's coming up very soon. I don't know. Well,
hopefully, let's keep our hope going, guys. Let's keep faith alive. You know,
my fingers are crossed right now.
Yeah, very, very much so. Please, guys, keep him in your prayers. Nah, whatever. We'll fix it
because they need your prayers. They're only making $300 million a year. They need your prayers. They need your support.
Yeah, we saw that earlier this week.
Or is that a month? I don't know. They're making a crap load of money.
They made a crap ton of money, and they need
your help.
Definitely need your help, of course. All right, man. But let's get into those. So the first thing we're going to be talking about this week is the blitzes, right? So the first blitz that's going to be rolling up this week. Actually, when you guys are watching this video, that's going to be tonight. The first blitz is going to be for Mantis. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily care too much about Mantis. I'm sure that you probably don't care too much about Mantis either. But either way, what are your thoughts?
I think that's an awesome blitz because we don't care about this character.
That's it.
And anytime we get off of blitzing, I think that is good. And not only that, it gives newer players, more mid-game players, people that don't have Mantis unlocked, a chance to get more Mantis shards. Because at one time, I mean, and I'm talking about one time, maybe for about a week or so, she was the best healer in the game. Yeah. Because she came out right before Minerva, and then Minerva came out, and then everybody forgot about Mantis. But for a week, she was like, everybody was like, oh, she's the best healer in the game. And she was. But yeah. After that week, everybody forgot about her. But yeah, for that reason, awesome blitz.
Yeah, awesome blitz opportunity to take some time off. Even for free-to-play players, Mantis actually used to be a good character, but now it's like, well, you can just wait until you can get Minerva in the War Store. So it's like, forget about it now at this point, you know?
Yeah. Unless you have an unlocked Star-Lord, you can get some shards. Maybe this puts you over the edge. And whenever his event comes back, it gets you some shards. So
yeah, for sure.
Not the worst, but I like some blitz time off.
For sure.
Obviously, I'd rather have shards, but time off is good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shards are valuable characters.
Valuable shards, of course, that will help you in the long run. And of course, we don't want to say that she's not completely irrelevant. If you're looking to get Star-Lord, this will give you some shards, to be able to get Star-Lord for sure.
And any shards of characters that you don't have at 7 stars is good. So
for sure,
regardless of, I mean, I was farming Ravager Bruiser for a while because he wasn't at 7 stars. So
well, there you go. This is an option for you.
It's an option.
No,
all right, but the next one is better.
Next one's definitely more important, right? So Hela is going to be on Thursday. That's a Thursday Blitz right now, and she is definitely more of a valuable character in my opinion. She's still used in Dark Dimension a lot. Where do you value Hela at the moment?
She's war offense. I don't have her in Dark Dimension, but she's very, very good in Dark Dimension because of Greg. She's a little expensive, is going to be her only downside. I see people using her in Arena now, spreading debuffs. There's a lot of hybrid teams that are dominating Arena. It's not just Black Order anymore. Right. So sometimes using an Arena, obviously raids, if you're in a Doom and in that Mystic section, she'll be valuable. I mean, she's always been very good. What's fallen off is the Asgardians as a whole, but as the Asgardians started to fall off, now her value starts to rise as a hybrid character. And very, very good. If you don't have 7 stars for Hela, very important. I was just talking about this yesterday on my Q&A mailbag video. I think this is the transition. Once you could unlock that Hela node on villains, I think it's 3-6. That is the transition from new player to mid-game player, and getting some shards to help unlock Hela will help you unlock that 3-6 node in villains to help you farm more Hela shards. So
7-6.
Very, very, very good for mid and newer players, or anybody that doesn't have 7 stars on Hela. This is good Blitz.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hela, and I mean, 2 legend. You can use her to unlock 2 legendaries. Black Bolt, also Phoenix. Phoenix's is going to be a legendary event tonight, so that's also pretty big too,
Legendaries from Hela.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, honestly, being able to use her. And like I said, I think a lot of people are having the questions now of Hela or Silver Surfer when it comes to going into Dark Dimension, because Surfer is so good. I personally lean on the side of both, just because I think if you can, but Hela is expensive, 90 pieces for Dark Dimension 4, but for your earlier Dark Dimensions, Hela is definitely still good. The Minerva and Hela combination, in Dark Dimensions is very good because of Greg. If you get that nice sweet double Greg,
lucky,
this is some pretty good time.
Take some luck, but if you do, it makes it very easy. Whatever node you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so in terms of looking at numbers here, this were last week's Blitz prediction numbers right here, and this was obviously for Nebula. And
look at those predictions. These Nebula is not evil. Karen, those are some awesome predictions. I like it.
Phenomenal predictions, guys. Phenomenal predictions.
But why though? LOL. Yes, that's an awesome prediction, Goofy. I like that.
I think these were pretty spot on. I mean, in terms of the numbers.
Why not? Yeah.
But in reality, I think numbers are probably going to be. Look, if we pan over to the right here, these are probably what we're going to see for numbers, for probably Mantis. I think potentially, we'll probably be right, spot on there, I think, for Mantis. And then if we take a look at the other numbers that we had for, let's say Sinister, I think these are probably going to be a little bit more comparable to, maybe potentially what you might see for Hela. I think a lot of top end players though, already do have those 7 stars for Hela, so they might not be pushing these numbers too much, but I do think that we're probably going to still see the 42, 40, 43 mil, probably for 1 to 100, and still probably on this side here, the numbers are probably going to be similar in my opinion.
I agree. Hela, once you have her at 7 stars, not as valuable with the Blitz for her. Yep. So I see the numbers very, very comparable to Mr. Sinister. The only thing about Mr. Sinister, maybe being a little higher, being in that war store, whereas Hela's a campaign character. So yeah, I see similar numbers for both of these Blitzes. Maybe slightly higher for Mantis, just because she's gonna have a little value, whereas Nebula has like no value. So
yeah,
similar to both of these Blitzes though.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. All right, and then next up this week, well, actually tonight, is going to be the Phoenix Legendary event. So she's rolling back around now, and obviously, I mean, I already have her at 7 stars max, but I know that a lot of players, especially if you're looking to get into Dark Dimension 3, you want to grab Phoenix, because she is such a valuable character, for your global section in DD3, and also even in Dark Dimension 4. Which then also kind of led me to think about this too. With the introduction now of like, having Emma, Sinister, and obviously Ghosts who dominate, in Dark Dimension, I'm wondering if Phoenix is kind of losing value a little bit. I mean, what are your thoughts there?
Oh, definitely. I took Phoenix in. It was this Dark Dimension 3 was designed around Phoenix because of that Phoenix problem that the devs were talking about.
Yeah.
And then Ghost came around, and not as many people are using Phoenix. You could farm Ghost in the War store, so you could get shards a little more reliably and not have to wait for Phoenix's event coming around. And Phoenix does have a problem. She survives too long sometimes.
Yeah.
And Dark Phoenix doesn't pop. And you're not getting that awesome special. And it's not very valuable to upgrade her too much. So she is definitely losing value. She's not as valuable on War offense. That Uncanny X-Men team without Beast is not as strong.
Yeah.
She's kind of coming back into Arena. I've seen her a little more on Arena defense than I did in the past. So
really? Okay.
She's gaining a little more value there. But as far as what people are using in War, people have never really used her in raids. And then her value in some of these Dark Dimensions is losing a little, but gaining a little bit in Arena. But that's my thoughts on Phoenix. Losing some areas, but gaining it slightly in Arena.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. I mean, even on my Uncanny X-Men team, I mean, I used to, I don't necessarily need to say Uncanny X-Men, just Uncanny, right? Team, I used to use them a lot, against Mercs, and I find they're not as reliable anymore because Beast is not on that team, to kind of help out with those heals. And she's definitely lost value. I don't even use her in Arena anymore, especially since Silver Surfer, Black Order has been a thing. I haven't really used it as much. And I'm wondering if a lot of that value that she's losing has to do with ISOs, right? I think it has to do with the fact that you can only reliably really get the interactions from ISOs, when she's in the regular Phoenix form as opposed to Dark Phoenix summon. So I'm thinking that's the reason why she's fallen off so much. And, obviously we'll talk about this a little bit later, but blue ISOs are going to be coming into the picture soon. And I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, you can upgrade her ISOs and you can get the stat boost, but you really want those interactions from the class, and it just doesn't have that,
Yeah, that was the frustrating thing in the beginning. And actually, I say that at the time, it wasn't that bad because even with ISOs, you're not putting the ISOs on her. Every other character getting those stats. She still was very valuable. I think the big thing for her is the power creep. There's been other characters that have just overtaken. The big hit to Phoenix, though, I think was Beast moving from the Uncanny team to the Axemen.
Yeah, he's so good.
That really devalued that team. They were awesome on War offense. They're still good on War offense. They're just not what they used to be with Beast on that team. So losing value, but I think it's just the natural progression of the game with power creep, and it does hurt that the Dark Phoenix doesn't get any of those ISO stats or any of the class stats. They get the stats itself, not the class stats.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I mean, that's my thoughts on Phoenix. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are when it comes to Phoenix. I think still definitely, you should still unlock her. She's still a good legendary, for sure. But, maybe just losing a little bit of value here in terms of maybe putting orange gear on her because you might want to prioritize some other characters first. That might be the only thing. But
she used to be a requirement for Dark Dimension 3. Now you got Ghost as another option there.
Exactly. And Ghost is phenomenally good. But on the next topic for us here is this, X Factor event, multiple man's event is going to be ending. So as of next week, this is going to be gone. I think Sunday, is the last time when this event will be rolling around, or Friday, I think, right? I can't do math right now.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I think Friday is when it's going to be ending here. But the math. Who does math? We're content creators. Friday.
Yeah.
But in terms of the event itself, the multiple man event, X Factor, I mean, how are you doing with this event right now? Like I said, I think I've talked about it already. I didn't buy the character. I've just been going for the shards, using the campaign energy refreshes, the 50s, the 50 campaign energy refreshes. Where are you right now? Or are you concerned about really this event that much? And where are you in terms of stars for Mum at the moment?
I think I'm 4 stars right now. I'm on the way to 5, hopefully 5 by the end of this event, but I'm usually not super concerned with these. I'm just spending my 50 energy refreshes doing that, and then hopefully it comes down to the orbs. Hopefully I get lucky with the orbs, and sometimes there's good drops, but this is actually a really good orb. There's some really good characters in this orb, so that's a good thing. Even when I'm not getting multiple man, I'm getting other valuable characters, and multiple man is not that. He's not a character that requires a lot of stats. So if you unlock him, he should be just as good as an extra star level or something, because he's a kit-based character. And a lot of it's going to be on his summoning his dupes, and not necessarily based on his stats. I haven't really had a problem with him dying, even at the 4-star level, taking on big Marauders, taking him to other content. So what are your feelings on multiple man? Where are you right now as far as stars, and do you feel this character needs a lot of stars?
Yeah, so I have him right now only at 3 stars, 3 and 3. I'm hoping to be able to fill out that 4-star. I think I'm about like 26 shards, away from being able to get him to 4, and that's really kind of what I'm shooting for.
That.
Yeah,
you'll get 4.
I don't even think at this point I can stop using the extra 50s, but I'm still gonna do it because there are some other characters.
There's other
characters in there, so that's the reason why I'm continuing to do it right now. But my thoughts on multiple man is. Originally, I thought that he needed a lot of red stars to be able to function, in war. But I'm finding that just because of the speed of the Dad Bros and, even Polaris, the team doesn't. The benefit of him is just being able to throw up those dupes, put taunt on them, and then have other, characters have to target them. Right. That's really kind of what it is. So it protects the rest of the team.
He protects them.
And that's really kind of what you want. He's not a great character standalone. I wouldn't, and try to invest into him. Otherwise, I've seen some people take him into Dark Dimension. I personally wouldn't do that. But overall, he's a good character, on that team. Here's one of the issues that I found with the X Factor team is that sometimes it takes a while for them to get going. Primarily, more Polaris and multiple man, but trying to put a 5th character on that team, sometimes they just don't match the speed. So I'm hoping that at some point they're going to be bringing a 5th character on this X Factor team, because I'm using Squirrel Girl right now on this team with hopes that I'll be able to clear some debuffs, right? But that didn't really work as much as I desired. I think Squirrel Girl ended up going at the end of the fight, and we had already killed the other team. So that's
the thing. People are taking four person teams in, and even 3-person teams in war. Just the Dad Bros and multiple man, or just the Dad Bros, multiple man, and Polaris. You don't even need a 5th. So there's a few characters that'll add something. Namor works pretty good on war, but. You don't need a 5th. That's how good these characters are.
Which makes me wonder, what is the 5th character going to do on this team? This team is very fast. They're very good. I don't know if they're better than Shadowland, but they definitely do provide you with a lot of other options in war, that I think is very valuable. And Mum is not a great character, but he does what he needs to do on that team. So for that reason, I think he is important to the team, but just not great, right?
I think on that team, you can't argue that he's great. Outside of that, I don't know where you would use him, but on that team, you can make the argument that he is great because he keeps the Dad Bros alive.
Right.
But you need the Dad Bros very strong because it is all about them, and he's going to keep them alive.
100%. And speaking of the events, so we had this event roll around this past weekend, and I will be the first to say this. I may have been a little too negative initially when this event first rolled around. We got this event on Friday, and I'll say this. The event itself wasn't very hard. You can see the team that I used right now, to be able to get it done. But
I'm squinting to try to look at what you're projecting. I can't see the team. So the power levels of the team.
So it was 102 on Zemo, 51K on Cap, 49K on Falcon, and 33K on Winter Soldier, and was able
pretty much all Zemo just doing it himself.
Zemo just cleaned a house, man. How did you do in this event? I'm pretty sure you probably did the same, that I did, even better.
Yeah, my character's a little stronger, so it was easier for me, but. Yeah. I have a pretty big Falcon and a pretty big Zemo as well. The Winter Soldier, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty easy. I was very confused when I saw this blog post because we haven't had a limited time campaign event like this.
Yep.
Ever that had energy refreshes. Normally we get you get 3 attempts, done. This is something that lasts. I like this. I like what they did with this. It could have been way worse. It could have been bugged. There was so much bad that could have ended up with this. I've opened a few Armory 15 orbs, and it's allowed me to get the characters I want up for DD4. So this is positive. Of all the bad stuff you can say about Scopeland, there is a lot of bad stuff. I think this event as a whole, what the rewards are, the not having to grind as much in Blitz because it's only those 4 characters that reward points. You're getting points for raids and war, and yeah, I like it. This is a good event.
Yeah, I thoroughly agree. I mean, I'm getting some Origin gear too. I'm getting some extra Catalyst pieces, orange Catalyst pieces that I needed. You're right, the Armory 15s. I'm getting a lot of I'm getting more Armory 14s than I am getting 15s. But
it's a higher drop chance. Right. You should, but yeah, as long as once in a while you get those 15s in there, it's good.
But after Dark Dimension 4, in reality, I'm gonna need to bring up a lot of characters to 14 before I could get them to 15. So that's still gonna help, in a certain extent too. So I like this event. I think the rewards are actually very good. The energy is a little, I wish they were just more energy.
Slow, but it's better than 3 attempts like on every previous event. We get multiple attempts per day, and we get this lasting for what is that, like a week or so. So this is going forward. I hope campaign events are like short time events. I hope they do this, and maybe they go back and rework some of the previous events.
I would hope so. Yeah,
Ant-Man and Wasp, and Scarlet Witch and or if that is that one, I don't know. Some of the previous events that they've had.
There was I remember the Ant-Man and Wasp one. That one could use some.
That's the only one I remember work. For some reason. I think it was I don't remember the rest.
Wasn't that like a Miss Marvel one too, or something like that?
You know what? Yeah, there was. You're remembering this stuff better than I am.
Yeah, I don't even know because why I'm even remembering these things. I can't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning, but I remember things like that.
Was there a Deadpool one? I think there was a Deadpool one.
I think Deadpool was like a raid milestone. He
was a raid milestone, and he had an event, so it was super player friendly. They've never done it like that since, but I think he had and Thanos has something like that as well. But anyway, we're living in the past, right? 2018. We're in 2021 now.
but bottom line, this was a good event. They should continue to do events like this. I'm curious though to hear how maybe mid-game players were able to do with this event, and how maybe earlier players were able to do. I know my baby account, I wasn't even able to attempt the event because I don't have Falcon. So I was not able to attempt it, but I'm curious to see how they did, with this event. And, were you able to get those rewards, from it?
Yeah. What team did you guys use? What was the lowest team that you've heard of beating the 3rd stage of this event?
Yeah, for sure. All right, and the next one is a big topic for this week. Probably the biggest topic. The biggest topic this week is the Arena Store updates. And I don't know. I reacted to this. I was watching a couple different streams and videos. I was talking to my Discord about these, and there were. It's hard, right? There were some good things about this, and then there were some things that we don't know how we feel about it yet because we still need to see more.
There's a lot of unknowns that we still don't know. So it's hard to get a full assessment of what these changes are going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
or how it's going to affect us. We know what the changes are going to be, but what the effects are going to be for these changes.
Yeah, for sure. And this one is happening. So the changes are happening on the 21st, which is going to be Wednesday, I believe, of this week. So the big, so we can talk about the training modules and things like that, but I think the biggest one, for us was more about like the revamping of some of the orbs here. So the Kingpins Vault Orb is scheduled to be replaced with this new Arena Orb, which contains elite credits, L3 training modules, character shards.
I didn't notice that at first. Yeah. That's a reduction. They're L4s in the Kingpins right now. L3s is a step backwards. They're making it worse,
big time. And that was the one that I looked at and I said, why are we reducing this orb? And then down here they're making it cost more, right? So before it was $675 to open up that orb, and now it's $800 to open up the orb. And then you're getting L3. You get a chance to get L3 training modules from it. That one's a hard swallow.
This is worse. And in my initial reaction, I didn't look at all these numbers. I didn't remember that there was L4s in the Kingpins and instead of L3s. I didn't know it was a reduction. This is worse. This is way worse. They should have just kept the Kingpin Orb, made it to Arena, just changed the name to Arena Orb, and then just rotate in whoever. They're doing Scream now. Take Kingpin out, put Scream, just make it a 1-for-1 exchange, make it cost exactly the same. That's what they should have done with this. But yeah, they made it a little worse.
Definitely made it a little worse. Now, this one is an interesting addition, the elite credits. So this is another thing that we don't know, right? What type of elite credits is it going to be? Elite 5s? Is it going to be Elite 4s? Like what exactly are these elite credits that we're going to be getting?
They're going to be Elite 4s. They're going to be Elite 4s. Come 100%.
On now. Yeah. And, why did I even ask that question? I already know the answer.
This is boundless. It's going to be Elite 2, Elite, just normal Red Star Orbs. It's a misprint. Yeah, 100%
it's a misprint. And like this whole entire orb seems like a reduction because it's going to be given advanced gear. Like, so what happened to the orange gear? You could get a possibility of getting that, those superior gear, right? So now they're reducing this to advanced gear. Now it's advanced gear.
Yeah, this is yeah, and I didn't even notice that part. I thought the gear was the same as the advanced is the purple stuff. This is way worse. This is way worse. Thank you for pointing that out. This is way worse. My goodness.
Yeah, and of course,
hopefully, what are you thinking with this? I might not know what they're thinking, but come on, the players got to buy this stuff too, and you guys play your game as well. Why would you do this?
Why would you reduce the orb? But the other juicier topics I think here were the character availability. So what they're going to be doing, there are some reduction. So what we'll put this one here. So we're evolving the way that new characters are introduced into the arena store and making older characters easier to obtain. When the new characters are initially introduced into the arena store, they will first be exclusive to the new arena orb. Interesting. And when another new character is added, the older character will move out of the orb and become available for direct purchase in the supplies section. The prices for the newest characters in the supplies will be changed to 1,250 credits. That seems real steep. That seems like a real steep price to me. Was it just me?
Yeah, well, when I first read this, I wasn't aware that they cost only 500 now. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be cost. All right, it's costing a little more. It's going to be set at 500. And then I went into the game. I'm like, oh wait, they're all 500 right now. Nobody costs 1,250. I guess I was confusing the war store purchases with the characters in my head. It's like, all right, that's not that bad. But when I went, yeah, it's more than double the cost. And I also didn't look at the how much credits you're getting in per day from doing arena matches. And yeah, you're going to have to, only like the top person is going to be able to purchase 5 shards a day.
Yeah.
Everybody else is either doing 5 shards every other day or every third day, which is, they got to go back and readjust this. Now, the other thing though, we don't know how long it's going to take for them to move through this cadence.
Yeah.
It could move through very quickly. This could not even be an issue. And if this is a way to get us these characters farmable sooner, and you're going to pay a little bit more to get them sooner, and then they're going to be in this store, at a normal rate for that 500 price. I don't see this as being a problem. But if they're going to sit at that increased cost for 3 months, 6 months, a year, that could be a problem down the road. So some of this is going to be unknown, but a lot of it's going to be determined the speed that they move through these things.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And I'm curious, to see how exactly they're going to be moving through this cadence for sure. I mean, so if I map it out for myself, right, I'm in a place where I'm able to get, I think it's 700 from the arena store every day, and then you get your 250. So yeah, I'm fine, but that's because I'm under 50. Like, what about players who are only under 500? Are they going to be farming the latest and greatest characters is the thing, or they're going to get more benefit from some of these reduced costs that they also implemented? I don't know. I think we're gonna have to see this for about a month or two to see if this is positive or negative. I think there's both right now. Yeah, and there's a lot of questions that we don't have. I mean, that we don't know the answers to. Yeah, for sure. And for newer players, though, there definitely is some help, with or this sounds positive, right? To help newer players upgrade their rosters quickly, much older characters will be a cost of 350 arena credits, and then minions, will go to 250 credits. Now the 350, you got to put this in context. They said much older characters, right? So I feel like they said that because they're saying no, not Swarm, but much older characters like your Vultures and probably your Juggernauts. I wouldn't even think that they probably
you still need some characters like Juggernaut and Mordo and things like that. I think that's good though.
Yeah, I definitely think so too, and I think that that's probably I know that Swarm is probably a better character, for players to farm because obviously that has more late game viability as opposed to Vulture. But if you're looking to be able to, Shuri is permanent now. You can use Vulture to unlock Shuri just for the sake of farming. So I do think that this does help a bit for the earlier players. Now the next thing, obviously we didn't talk about yet, but Scream going to the new Arena Orb, so she's going to be the character that's going to be in there. And then Red Guardian, they made available for 250 credit purchase, which it's fine. I mean, the numbers, we already talked about it already. One of my bigger questions was, where's Anti-Venom? Where is that man going to be farmable?
I guess he's going to go into the Blitzstar rework that's coming up.
Yeah, it's like that. That's the one.
That's speculation, guys.
Speculation. Don't listen to what we said.
But I think there will be a Blitzstar rework considering what they did with this, and there'll be some good like we had with this, but there'll be some bad as well. So I just think that is how the game is moving. But Red Guardian, I was thinking he's not going to be farmable or fountainable till like 2 or 3 months from now. So. Yeah. And I'm excited about this. Even if I'm only getting 5 shards every 2 days.
2 days. Yeah.
That's still better than what I was expecting, not getting any shards till 3 months. So the cost kind of sucks, but that we're able to get some shards of him early, I think that is good. But yeah, we'll see how long it takes to move through. We'll see how long it takes to have him to move through.
Yeah,
Only that worries me is that they may have a bunch of characters. It's not going to be a one-to-one exchange. So one character goes in the Arena Orb, that character moves to the increased cost, and then the previous increased cost character moves down to that 500. I don't know if it's going to be like that. If it is a one-to-one exchange and they're moving through quickly, this could all be some good changes. But
yeah,
there's a bunch of characters sitting at increased cost for a while, and they're taking a long time to move through. These could be bad.
Yeah, this could be bad. Like if you're waiting 4, 5, 6 months before you move that character from 1250 to then that could be the 500. That could not go over well. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot of unknowns at this point. This could be all good stuff, but it could be mixed. Probably gonna be mixed.
Easily mixed.
Yeah.
All right, and then another topic that came around last week, and this was a little bit more of a not as big of a topic because there's still quite a bit of unknown, but blue ISOs, well, we've known for a while that blue ISOs were coming into the game, and there was finally like an NDA release of information, in regards to like what these new ISOs are going to look like. And I know I'm kind of cutting off some of it here, but I was able to be a part of the play test, for these blue ISOs, and sort of like my initial reaction or my initial thoughts on them, I think when I did the playtest was I don't necessarily really see that big of a difference in terms of stats. But what I realized is that I kind of went about it initially the wrong way. I leveled up characters, got them to G14, and then put the increased ISOs on them. So I had to backtrack a little bit and try to just level up the ISOs themselves with just wherever they were currently, right? Just put the higher ISOs on them. And I will say that there was definitely some sort of a increase in, just them being more, whether it's, more attacks or more survivability, things like that. There was definitely a decent enough stat boost. And they've changed, some of the interactions to do a little bit more, on blue ISOs. But I think this is going to be impactful in some sort of which way, but I don't know. Have you thought about blue ISOs, so far as of yet? Like, what are your initial thoughts on them, and what do you think the impact's going to be?
This is an interesting question because I did sign up for the test server. I did get the email, but I'd never set it up, so I don't know what the changes are to this. I don't know. I guess this is adding more of an element. Once you're done with the green ISOs, you move to blue.
Yep.
And if we look at the color system in the game, eventually they'll probably be purple. Eventually they'll probably be gold.
Yeah.
But this is another layer that we have to grind. There could be some positives. I'm glad that they're going through playtesting and taking feedback. Hopefully there's another round of playtesting before this is actually released, like with Green ISO, that was positive reception from the community. So I just hope whatever is going on with ISO, they do the adequate playtesting for it, get the feedback, take the feedback, and implement the feedback.
Yeah, that would definitely be it. I mean, and just to go through some of the ISOs, I mean, Raider, you're getting, as you can see, I mean, you're getting some additional stat boosts. They did add some piercing damage here, to Raider, as opposed to it just being, just the extra crit chance that you're getting, on some of these other ISOs here, which will show for your striker, at the maxed out at level 5, you're also able to steal, max health from a character, as long as they have the vulnerable on them too.
This is all news to me. I like these.
Yeah, it's pretty good for healer. There's a little bit of, you get some more health, more healing. Too. I think the one that you're able to clear some negative effects, off yourself too. I mean, for Skirmisher, I thought Skirmisher was very interesting because you're able to flip a positive effect to bleed if you get all the way up to level 5 on tier 2. And this is the one that really kind of surprised me a little bit was Fortifier. For Fortifier, at the very bottom, you guys probably can't see it, but actually you can see it right over here. At T2 level 3, you're able to gain minor defense up. And I thought that this actually made Fortifier a little better. Obviously, you have to go through a significant upgrade first before you kind of get to this point, but I thought it made it a little bit better because I was thinking about a character like maybe Emma, right, who could probably benefit from having a tier 2 level 3, because a minor defense up, it happens on ally turn. If this character has barrier, she gains a minor defense up, So you think about war defense, that could make her very difficult to take down if you have, that barrier and then getting that minor defense up, which I'm assuming is like a 25% reduction as opposed to the original 50% reduction. I don't know.
Okay, so that was going to be my question. What is the minor versus the normal defense up? But just half.
It's about halfway or so. That's what you're getting. So I don't know. Like I feel ultimately like they could be better. I think it's a minor jump up. There's definitely, this is not the final product of it, right? This is just kind of just where it is right now. But I think where blue ISOs are going to have the most impact is obviously in Doom raids, which is obviously where these are going to be released first, right? This is going to be released first in those Doom raids, and I feel like it's going to make Dark Dimension 4 that much more important because of those Doom. Of course, you're going to want to be able to get into those Doom raids quicker so that you can start having access to these blue ISOs. Because if you're going to be facing these blue ISOs, in war, it may change some of your outcomes a little bit. If you don't have blue ISOs yourself.
Yeah, and I think there's more and more people are unlocking Doom right now. They've just finished this playtest. Hopefully there's another round of playtesting. So hopefully by the time this is actually rolled out, there'll be a lot of alliances that are doing Doom on a normal basis, and the majority of the community will have access to this. And if that is the only release method, they said it'll be released in Doom. They didn't say only in Doom. So hopefully there's some other ways that we could get some of this blue gear as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think another thing that we haven't talked about yet is the bigger one. I feel like kind of like a bigger issue is how available are they going to make ions, because you're going to have to get to level 5 before you can upgrade to blue, right? To T2. So they're going to have to release some of the bottlenecks here, on being able to get ions, in my opinion, too.
I agree. I mean, that just makes sense, right? You introduce one bottleneck, you remove another one. Ion is the big bottleneck for the ISO 8 right now. But again, this is Scopely we're talking about. We're probably going to have like 10 million bottlenecks. We're probably going to have the ion bottleneck and another one just for the blue ISOs. Is just, Hopefully they change stuff by then. But hopefully.
Come on.
I mean, we know who we're dealing with. We know what to expect.
Let's not get our hopes up. So let me know, guys. What do you guys think about blue ISOs? Obviously, I was skeptical or reluctant to get too excited about it because it's not here yet. Also, we don't know exactly what the cost and stuff like that is going to be. But I do know
there was a lot of changes between that first the ISO playtest and the second ISO playtest. So if there is another one, there could be a lot of changes as well.
Yeah, moving forward. Next one. Yeah, for sure. All right, and then the last thing on the agenda here is we got these Silver Surfer offers, on Friday, and those were released. And at first, when I opened up my game at 8:00 from my time, right, I opened up the game and I'm like, we got Silver Surfer offers. I'm doing this immediately, right? And then we, purchased the offer. And since I purchased the offer, I didn't plan on buying the second one, but I went away and I came back and I was like, I thought there were 2 purchases left. Like what happened to the Silver Surfer offer in the store? It turns out that later on, Cerebro sent out a message saying that that it's hard. Or I think it was on Reddit that it's hard capped at 5, which I was just like, what happened? And of course, some players started putting into customer support, and this was the response that customer support gave back and said, "Hi there, thanks for reaching out about the returning $20 Silver Surfer offer granting 50 shards. Currently, the offer is limited to 4 total purchases for each account," which, as you can see, Cerebro said 5, or Scopy said 5, and then here we have 4. Like, how in the world, what is actually happening here? And then of course, if you believe that you've yet reached the limit and are unable to see or purchase the $20 Silver Surfer offer, kindly let us know, etc., etc., etc.
My goodness!
But this caused a lot of panic.
So for some people, it was 1. It said 2 in the game, but it said 1.
Right.
Server saying 5. Customer service saying 2. I've seen other customer service screenshots saying that it was 2. So
yeah,
what is the correct answer? There's offers disappearing. There's people buying it and not getting these offers. What is the correct thing? Scopely, come on, you guys gotta communicate a little better. Send the same message through all your different channels, in game, customer service, your community managers, all saying the same thing. It needs some consistency.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be some consistency here. This is just incredibly confusing. And then the other portion of it is this too, right? Like if you're a player and, I've heard this mentioned too, like if you're a player and you saw that you could purchase it twice and you did the math and said, okay, well, I need X amount of shards. Let's say it's 75 shards in order for you to be able to get to that next star level, right? You're going to go in there now. I'm buying, it says you have 2 purchases left. I'm going to buy the one and then I'm going to hope to buy the second one. And then when you find out, well, damn, you actually can't grab the second one now because you're hard capped at 5. I don't know. Like I feel like there should have been a better way for the offers to be released. They should have probably done some pre-messaging to it or something.
Like saying something and meaning it instead of having many different things say different things.
Right. For me, it was confusing. I think, a lot of players were concerned because they're like, well, I bought a 5th offer. You're saying customer service is saying it's 4. With the bans, they're concerned as heck about, okay, well, am I going to get banned now because I was able to buy it 5 times? I don't know. It's to me, it's just another one of those. They're not paying attention to what they're doing. They're not on the same page. And this definitely caused a lot of panic in my opinion, I think, with the player community. And it's just frustration on top of frustration that it's just simple. Like just pay attention.
Fix your game. Fix your game.
That's
fix
all
your
we're
communication.
asking.
Fix your systems. Fix so many things.
And I've said it before. I feel like what they need to do is just stop the release of new characters, fix your bugs, gain players' trust back. And then you can go back to releasing your characters. People will be a lot more willing to spend money on your game if you took care of just simple bottlenecks, took care of just the simple thing, like old things in the game should not be breaking. War shouldn't break. That's been around for a long time. You're messaging on Magneto, like he's been a legendary for a long time. Stuff like this is annoying. The Infiltrator Orb, it's just things just piling up on top of each other. It's I don't know. Just pause for a second, guys, and just do what is right and make sure that things aren't crap.
Goofy, we live in a capitalistic society.
We do.
So you can speak with your wallets. If you like what they're doing, buy the stuff. If you don't like what they're doing, don't buy it. That's how you vote, and that's how you get change. So this is capitalism. So things that are good, people will purchase a lot and they'll make a crap load of money. Things that are not good, nobody's gonna buy it. I didn't buy this Silver Surfer offer. I'm sick of these bugs. I didn't buy this other offer. This helped me make zero content with it, and it provides zero value to me. I didn't buy it because I don't like all the bugs. Now, if they had a different product that didn't have as much bugs, I'd be spending a lot more money on. But you know, that's how capitalism works. So Scopely,
fix it.
Fix.
Yeah, and I think a lot. I think a lot of players are going to be taking that approach to it. I think a lot of players have come in and said, "Hey, I'm not buying any more offers." You know, which I definitely respect, because I feel like that's a way of using your voice. And hopefully they'll make some changes. You know, I definitely know that I'm going to be making some changes moving forward as well, because this has become, you know, way too frustrating for me as a player, and we got to get some things changed here. But listen, that concludes it, you know, for our topics. We didn't talk about one thing, which is obviously the Silver Surfer raid milestones. We're recording this before the milestones go live, so that's the reason why we're not talking about it in this video here. But curious to see what that is going to look like. But otherwise, brother, Allie, I appreciate you being here, man. First guest on the Weekly Headliner. Anything you want to say to the people?
Number one.
Anything you want to say?
But all jokes aside, thank you for having me, brother. It's been a pleasure. I've had you on the news so many times, and it's nice that I could repay the favor and be on your show.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, much appreciated, much love. Of course, any final words, you know, for the viewers?
Scopely, fix your game. Oh, as far as the viewers, thanks for watching, guys.
And then to Scopely,
thank you for support.
And then to Scopely, since you want to say something to Scopely,
fix your game. Stop with the bugs. Jeez.
But yeah, for sure. But appreciate you guys watching the video. Leave it in the comments, guys. Leave any comments that you guys have, any questions about anything, you know, about any of these topics here. Curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Appreciate you watching. Let's give them a salute, Valley, as usual. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.